10 hungriest countries in the world. 10. Haiti. 4.7 million starving. Haiti is an unhappy island. It has suffered from hurricanes and earthquakes, but it's also been hit by political unrest. Now it's gripped by pervasive gang violence. The current economic crisis in Haiti is unprecedented. It's the first time catastrophic hunger has been recorded. Gang warfare makes it very difficult to provide any relief. 9. Ethiopia. 5.5 million starving. In Ethiopia, the crisis is limited to the northern regions, but the situation in the Tigray, Afar, and Amhara is dire. The primary driver of hunger is armed conflict. After 2 years of war, a peace deal was signed in 2022. Unfortunately, it has not brought peace. The government uses blockades to pacify the rebellious regions. 8. Somalia. 6 million starving. War-torn Somalia hasn't been stable in decades, but now it's experiencing the longest drought in over 40 years. The situation is particularly dire in rural areas. Displacement camps close to urban areas are growing. People whose crops have failed flee their land. The consequences for agriculture may have long-lasting effects. 7. South Sudan. 7.7 million starving. South Sudan is the world's youngest sovereign state. Since its independence in 2011, it has deteriorated. Nearly 65% of the population is at the brink of starvation. The decade-long civil war has devastated the country. 4 consecutive years of flooding have destroyed agriculture. Food prices are unaffordable to most inhabitants. 6. Syria. 12 million starving. The Syrian civil war has never really ended. More than 12 years of conflict have taken their toll. Nearly 13 million Syrians have been displaced. It's the world's largest displaced population. The Syrian pound has tanked. More than half of the Syrian population is food insecure. 5. Sahel. Burkina Faso, Chad, Mali, Mauritania, Niger. 13 million starving. The Sahel sits just below the Sahara Desert. This region stretches across 5 countries. It's one of the worst places in terms of food security. Climate change and land degradation threaten livelihoods. This is combined with rapid population growth. On top of it all, the Sahel is terrorized by constant warfare. Droughts and food shortages are more or less constant. 4. Sudan. 15.8 million starving. Sudan is another country embroiled in never-ending conflict. Intercommunal violence leads to mass displacements. Floods and inflation further exacerbate the problem. At least 1/3 of the population faces extreme hunger. Heavy rains and floods have destroyed acres of farmland. 3. Yemen. 17 million starving. Yemen is another desert country torn apart by war. The civil war has become a proxy conflict for foreign states. Saudi Arabia has instituted a brutal blockade. Yemenis are trapped in a severe humanitarian crisis. In just 1 year, the number of people facing extreme hunger grew by 1 million. Many Yemeni families survive on bread and sweetened tea. Malnutrition in women and children is the worst in the world. 2. Afghanistan. 19.9 million starving. Most Afghans don't remember a time of peace. Over 40 years of armed conflict have wrecked the country. International forces withdrew in August 2021. The government quickly collapsed. The lives of Afghan families were thrown into chaos. The economy went into freefall. Nearly half the population is now severely hungry. 4 million Afghan children and women are severely malnourished. 1. Democratic Republic of the Congo. 26 million starving. The DRC is the world's largest hunger crisis. It's fueled by over 25 years of conflict and endemic poverty. More than 6.2 million people have been displaced. The problem is complete lawlessness. There are some 120 armed groups in the DRC. Delivering relief is virtually impossible.